Stop it!
What does it take to become a cop?
Oh my God. I think we better step back.
Off you go then, please.
Gwent Police's new recruits are letting the cameras follow their first months on the beat.
You are the people that will make the biggest difference.
Dogs, there you are!
Oh, it's mad.
They come from all walks of life.
I was working part-time in a supermarket.
I was working in a pharmacy.
I was a postman.
What? Bang!
But they have one thing in common.
I wanted to help people.
Well, we just want to make sure that you're safe.
With police forces busier than ever
This has got the potential to be worth like millions of pounds.
and public confidence at an all-time low,
Calm down.
it's never been tougher to be a cop.
It's hard when they tell you they don't like you, you're a police officer.
We're there to support you. We're only trying to make the streets a little bit safer.
After 6 months in the classroom, they're hitting the streets.
Vehicle stung.
Under the watchful eye of their tutors, they've got just 12 weeks to prove they have what it takes.
I don't think anything can prepare you to be a police officer.
Policing is one of the most challenging things I've ever done.
Oh, God.
These are the rookie cops. Newport Central, Gwent Police's largest and busiest station.
We know where they're horrible this morning.
Rookie Carrie has just arrived for duty.
Today's my 3rd morning shift ever.
And like any new job, there are plenty of challenges.
What was the number?
474, the 8th.
I don't know my password. It is very overwhelming. I think I'm just taking it one step at a time because sometimes I just think, oh my gosh, what am I doing? I can't find anything.
Click on open.
I am learning in my head, but I feel like I'm not.
At just 21, Carrie is one of the youngest rookies. For the next 12 weeks, tutor Irene will be showing her the ropes.
She's quite shy, quite nervous. She's only 21. My first student was 42. So it's a bit of a difference in terms of sort of life experience and all that.
In college, I did forensic science, but then I've always sort of wanted to become a police officer, but I didn't really know where to start or how to do it. And then I seen then an advert on Gwent Police. My mum seen it and they was like, oh, go do it. And I was like, oh, okay then. Bit scared, but I was like, yeah, I'll just go for it.
Oh, I'm immensely proud of her. It's something massive, really, to serve the community of Gwent, but I am a bit scared. Sometimes you don't know what's out there.
Do you want pink? I live with my mum, my dad, my little sister and my little brother.
Oh.
I haven't moved out yet. Still loving it, and I can't see me moving out anytime soon either.
It's the start of a long shift. Carrie and Irene head out to patrol Newport city centre.
Can't stop yawning today.
Oh, mornings are a nightmare. Morning shifts, I got about 4:15 alarm.
Oh.
So it's not the nicest.
Really?
17 years old, white male, strip bill.
Every single call is something different.
As far as we're aware, he is on his own.
It could be something minor or it could be something absolutely massive. I don't really think I process that until I get to the call. Don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I'm sort of just waiting to get there and see what unfolds.
He's threatened to stab 3 other individuals. Said if they call the police, I'll stab them as well. Wearing a grey night tracksuit, and he was glassy and headed towards Shaftesbury.
Yeah, received.
With a description and a rough location, the race is on to find the teenager before he hurts anyone.
It is worrying that young people are in possession of knives because I don't think they realise the risk. If they make one silly mistake, which people do at a young age, having a knife then could make a massive, massive difference.
On the last W, sorry if I missed it, has this knife actually been seen or were they just threats with a knife?
People need to be more open about the dangers of carrying knives at such a young age.
The knife is a curved hunting knife, described as 7 inches, and he had the knife in his jacket.
Hunting knives are quite dangerous, and it's a bit scary at how they actually exist, to be honest.
Gwent Police deals with almost 400 calls involving knives every year.
Knife crime and calls for people carrying knives, especially young people out on the street, is becoming more and more prevalent. More so now than ever in the last decade, really.
It's readily accessible. You can pick up a kitchen knife and walk out the door with it. It is a concern, of course it's a concern, but we need to deal with it robustly and make sure that these knives are taken off the streets, any offenders dealt with appropriately.
There is a male who's just walked up the street. He has got a black top on rather than a grey top.
We can locate him on the...
I would say they're one of the calls that you really need to be careful about.
He's not 16,
No,
17.
he's not.
In a call like that, everybody gets involved. Whoever's free needs to attend.
Because he was only young as well, he might have not realised what sort of damage they can do to people. We have to protect ourselves as well, because we have got a family to go home to.
Ooh. How old was he? He was about that age, wasn't he?
Yeah.
They've spotted someone matching the description of the suspect.
But he's going to be in his house. He could have discarded anything by now.
Look, he's looking out. He's outside the door.
If you know that there may be a knife involved, you've got to have your stab vest on, and you've got to be expecting the unexpected.
All right, buddy? What's your name? What's your name, buddy? Just wondering.
We did find one boy who matched the description.
Nice. All right, no worries.
But it turned out not to be him. Our main aim then was to find him, to just at least take the knife off him.
He could be anyway.
With the clock ticking, Carrie and Irene continue their search.
Dinner's going to be ready in a minute.
Meanwhile, Mum Sophie is getting the kids sorted before heading in for her shift.
Chicken nuggets and chips.
I basically fell in love, got married and raised 4 kids. That's just kind of how it went.
And then you can do this while I do your hair, all right? Because we are running out of time. We need to leave the house in like 2 minutes.
I was running my own business, but I felt there was always something missing.
7 minutes under that. Sit in the dining room.
I've not been able to give back into the community what I feel I've got to offer.
Right, see you later.
Just because you're 40 doesn't mean that that's it. You can change your career, you can try something new.
For Sophie, it's a balancing act, managing a demanding new career and a busy family.
Life at home is non-stop.
Trying to fit in a load of washing, a football kit's got to be ready for the next football game. It's just fitting everything in, it's the logistics of everything.
Sometimes I feel coming into work is a little bit quieter than being at home.
Sophie is based at Mainsey Police Station in Newport and is paired up with tutor Salman, known as Sal.
When a police officer starts, your first call could be a sudden death, or it could be a knife-point robbery. You never know. They've called you for a reason. They need help. That's what you joined the job for, helping people.
Oh, coffee.
Today, Sophie and Sal are on a 12-hour shift.
It was a supernoon, so it was an extra long shift. So you start at 3, finish at 3 in the morning.
God, it's going to be a long night now. It's quite warm in here. When I'm warm, I get sleepy.
And feeling tired isn't the only thing Sophie has to cope with.
I don't know, you said you get a bit motion sickness, don't you?
Oh, yeah. What it was yesterday, fine blue lighting, but it was that point, you know, when we're in traffic and it's back and forth.
But what if we're driving?
And I was reading
what if we're driving and I say, so PNC that car, are you going to be able to do that while we're moving?
We'd have to roll with it.
Give her a go.
Might just have to
I'm like, you might capture her just spewing all over the car.
We had an 999 call from a member of the public. They did a huge bang and then they've seen a car that's crashed into a lamppost.
A car has crashed. The driver has fled the scene.
They've run off from the car.
Yeah.
Is it a driving offence?
Yeah.
No insurance, drink or drugs?
The car's owner is known to police and has a history of violent crime.
There is a information marker on the vehicle stating the male trying to rob vulnerable people. He's using a baseball bat and other weapons. There is a PNC ID as well.
It's the first time Sophie has dealt with a call like this.
It's a little nerve-wracking. I don't like not being in control of a situation. You do all your 6 months training, but once you're out there, it's a completely different feeling. So it's almost like starting again.
While other officers look for the driver, Sophie is tasked with searching the car.
Put your camera on first up and blood. Nice, thorough search.
Quadrants, yeah.
Front to back and then to the boot. We never know, might find something.
Yeah.
A vehicle search is one of a number of tasks every rookie must complete to pass their tutorship.
There's criteria they need to hit. House searches, vehicle searches, stop searches when you're searching a person. If they can prove they are good enough, happy days, independent then.
Because I'm just so conscientious, I'm always worried about doing something wrong. Until I get comfortable and I've learned all the processes and how it goes, that's when I feel more comfortable in my situation.
Because it was brand new to it, it was the case of just encouraging her to think about what she needs to write down or make a note of.
Did it smell of alcohol, cannabis, anything like that?
Perfume, very clean, really.
Okay.
Sophia's, I think she did pretty well. It was a nice, thorough search, but there was nothing found.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, good little job.
Across the city, Carrie and Irene are on the hunt for the teenager allegedly carrying a knife. More information has come in throughout the day.
This boy has got a bit of a thing for knives, and they have potentially seen in his possession of a large machete-style knife.
They've been given a location where he could be hiding out. And they're now closing in on him.
I even know what they call sign. Oh, look how busy he is. If he's not in the correct state of mind, you don't know what he could do with the knife. So firearms were also put in the call to help assist us.
Any sort of mention of any sort of offensive weapon, any knife, firearms get called in, and then if the subject is there and when safe to do so, Carrie will go in and make the arrest.
When there's a senior officer around, it is very nerve-wracking because I'm so new as well and I'm not really confident.
Great stuff, dressage.
But it's also a sense of comfort as well because they know how to tackle them situations, whereas more like I wouldn't.
Go on, police! Come to the front door, nothing in your hands!
Officers manage to get into the flat. The teenager isn't there.
Jeez. Yeah, he does like a knife, doesn't he?
Jesus Christ.
But they make an alarming discovery.
We found, I think they were like hunting knives.
Can I give you these?
It's quite upsetting that a lot of young males in particular feel the need to carry a knife. I think statistics show that if you've got a knife on you, that it's far more likely to be used against you than you actually using it.
With knives banned in the accommodation, Carrie and Irene take them back to the station to be destroyed.
Obviously not allowed to possess these in public, so they've been seized off him and we marked up for destruction.
It does feel good to have seized the knives and taken them off the streets, because I feel like that's two less on the streets and two less that could hurt people.
If you can take one knife off the street, it's a positive outcome. If you can do that day in, day out, you make Newport a safer place.
In Chepstow, former law student Christian is just a few days into his new job and still getting to know the patch.
People think Monmouthshire is quite a quiet area, but actually it's been quite busy for the past couple of days already. I'm just so excited just to be out and about and do the job that I came in to do. Monmouthshire as a whole is such a huge area. 1 minute you're in Chepstow town centre, you're dealing with like drunken fights on the town. Next minute you're dealing with like potential emergencies in such rural places. For us to go on a blue light run might take us quite a while compared to, say, in Newport. The difference is how it's all spread out, really, especially when we need backup.
Available in Echo Lima 35.
Go ahead. Here in Monmouthshire, we really have to think on our feet.
On Eastoe Road in Caerwent, a tree has fallen on top of a car.
Yeah, that's all received. Thanks very much.
A driver has phoned for help after witnessing a serious accident.
The road is blocked both ways and the car is completely underneath the tree.
There was a female occupant. No further information about injuries. No one can confirm anything, whether she was dead or alive. Part of our job is to deal with sudden deaths, accidents. I think we were quite shielded in training school, so I think the things I'm not looking forward to the most are the type of gory stuff, really, things of that sort of nature. But I think I've got some level head when I come to those things.
Ah, there it is.
Oh, God. Yeah, that's really bad.
In Newport, Sal is taking Sophie on her first night patrol of the city centre.
Have a look on the left here.
We have something called City Safe. We're looking out for antisocial behaviour, drugs, violence. So anything we come across, we deal with.
It was payday. It was a full moon. And it seemed relatively quiet.
Evening.
Evening.
Probably shouldn't have said that word.
Who's sniffed something then?
Has he?
And as soon as we took a left turn onto the high street, Sophie said, "Did you see that?"
Have you sniffed something?
Check shirt. You look like you sniffed something.
A bit ahead of me, I saw someone was taking drugs.
What do you do for that then?
Stop searching. Check your body worn on. Go grab him.
The man in the checked shirt spots Sophie and Sal and heads off down a side street.
He was a pretty youngish lad and he decided to leg it.
Stop!
It was like autopilot. As soon as he started running, I just went. All I can see on my camera is my hands going like this.
Stop!
White male. Male making off. Possibly got drugs on him.
You know, just because I'm 41 doesn't mean that I can't go sprinting after a young lad in his 20s.
Stop it!
Male detained.
Can we cover?
Good work. Why were you running then? That's right. No time. Let's get him. Got him. Here we go.
Right, I'm moving on your side now, okay? Bend your legs up.
I actually quite enjoyed a little run on a Friday night.
Come up.
It was nice to see that Sophie took initiative to go after the person.
There's going to be a stop search. He's just in a runner, so...
And there was plenty of cover. There was loads of officers around.
My colleague has seen you sniff what we think is cocaine, heroin, whatever. And that is the grounds of our search, okay, mate? Okay, I'll go for your pockets first.
If it was a female subject, Sophie would be doing a search. Because it was a male subject, I've searched the person.
So that's your phone, lighter, your tobacco, got a couple of snap bags of white powder.
Sophie's suspicions are right.
The drugs are found on him, and we're here to get those drugs off the street.
It's time to make her first arrest.
I'm arresting you on suspicion of carrying Class A drugs. You don't have to say anything, but it may harm your defence if you don't mention when questioned something later on in court. And if you do say maybe giving us evidence, do you understand? Yep. Okay.
That was my first arrest, yeah. So just hope I done okay.
You're holding cuffs at back?
Yeah,
sure.
It's really good to have that guidance to make sure you're going in the right direction for, you know, the right offences and, you know, bring in certain people to justice as well.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm not the best of runners, so you were gone. Well, as soon as he started going, try and get some, obviously you're not used to the radio yet, but maybe get some comms in.
Yeah.
Description, direction travel. You may not know where's what at the moment, but luckily our colleagues were literally just parked
right in the corner,
up the road.
I knew I had to run. When I'm on my own, I just know that I'm going to run a little bit slower and I'm going to be communicating on the radio. It's just building your confidence. It was good. It was good.
Echo Lima 35W.
Back in Chepstow, Christian is at the scene of a serious accident.
All I saw was this really massive tree and this car being crushed underneath it, and I was just thinking how I'm going to deal with this situation. Policing is one of the most challenging things I've ever put myself forward for. Right, let's have a look. First job in the scene, make sure that the driver is still alive or if they're unconscious, administer first aid if we can, get the emergency services if need be. Fluids can spill out, fuel can spill out, and just think about that risk of fire as well. So that was my way of thinking, yeah.
Remarkably, the driver, who has only recently passed her test, has escaped uninjured, but is very shaken.
When I saw she was fine, I was just thinking, how did she manage to get out of there in one piece? Because it was nothing short of a miracle, I would say.
After Christian makes sure the driver is okay, her friend arrives to take her home.
The car's a little bit dented to the front left, and all the bonnet. It's crazy because the lady followed her behind. She saw it coming down.
Not a lot could have done, you know. The door, luckily, you can get out enough, so it does open, so it fell in a lucky place.
Initially, when I attended, I thought that it was an actual oak tree itself, but it turns out it was just the one limb of a massive, massive tree.
With the main road still blocked, Christian must get it cleared and reopened as soon as possible.
There's still debris everywhere, and the fact that the weather conditions were really bad. It was so rainy, so windy. I didn't know if there's going to be a threat of another falling tree or anything else that could be hazardous to people. So always keeping that risk assessing in the back of my mind. I got a load of cones from the car and the road closure signs, but then to get to the other side of the road, you have to climb over the tree. Yeah, no worries. I was wearing my massive high-vis coat, which I nicknamed my traffic dress because it's that long on me. It's absolutely ridiculous. All right, I'm just going to pop these out first.
Well, I'm just waiting now because obviously we can't go home anyway, because obviously we've got to go past the tree for my menu.
Echo Lima 35WO.
Next job, arrange for the tree to be cleared.
Just confirm it in 35 to 40 minutes, yes, yes? Yeah, that's all received, thanks very much. Oh dear. Better put my hood up.
With council workers likely to be some time and the weather getting worse, Christian's grateful when a local farmer comes to the rescue.
It went from 0 to 100 very quickly. Interesting end of the night there. It's one of those things where you get immense job satisfaction. Being at that scene, actually involved, it does change your perspective. You have a completely different mindset. You're not a bystander. You're in charge. You need to do what you need to do to make sure everyone is fine, everyone's safe, and to get that road open as quickly as possible. Never thought I'd see something like that in my life, but I was quite surprised about how quickly we opened that road. I thought we would be there all night. Another good job done.
The 17-year-old, alleged to have threatened other teenagers with a knife, was later found and arrested. He was released without charge. The man arrested for possessing cocaine was made to attend a drug education course, as it was his first offence.
Yeah, no worries. Ta-da.
And just a few weeks later, the driver who had a lucky escape was back on the road. Next time for the Rookie Cops. Saskia takes her first solo statement about a shocking incident in a car park.
I went to turn the car on to put the windows up and they went, "Don't you dare touch the keys."
You do think if you was in their shoes, how would you feel if someone said that to you?
Are you okay? Wait, how come you stood on the roundabout, fella?
A wanted man tries to trick Alex to avoid prison.
So you sat down.
They did act quite aggressive towards me and my colleagues, including Alex.
And both rookies are put to the test when a brawl breaks out on the streets of Pontypool.
People are intoxicated and I think it's just all got a bit out of hand.